Existential despair is a profound sense of hopelessness and disillusionment that arises from contemplating life's inherent meaninglessness and the inevitability of suffering. It's a core theme in existential philosophy, reflecting deep-seated anxiety about our place in the universe and the value of our existence. This video explores the nature of existential despair, its philosophical roots, and its implications for our understanding of the human condition. Existential despair is more than a fleeting feeling of sadness or depression. It's a pervasive and enduring sense of emptiness that questions the very foundation of human life. It emerges from the realization that life lacks inherent purpose, that our efforts and achievements are ultimately insignificant, and that suffering is an inescapable part of our existence. This despair is not merely personal, but a universal condition that affects everyone who reflects deeply on their existence. The concept of existential despair can be traced back to the works of existentialist philosophers such as Søren Kierkegaard, Friedrich Nietzsche, and Jean-Paul Sartre. Kierkegaard described despair as a sickness of the spirit, arising from the failure to find a meaningful connection with the self or with God. Nietzsche, with his declaration of the death of God, highlighted the nihilistic void left in the absence of a divine source of meaning. Sartre emphasized the absurdity of existence and the burden of radical freedom, which compels individuals to create their own meaning in an indifferent universe. Among the voices in existential philosophy, Émile Cioran stands out for his unrelenting exploration of despair. Cioran's writings are characterized by a profound sense of disillusionment and a stark portrayal of the human condition. He viewed life as a burdensome journey filled with suffering and devoid of ultimate purpose. For Cioran, existential despair is a natural response to the absurdity of existence, where the pursuit of meaning is constantly thwarted by the inherent futility of all human endeavors. The recognition of existential despair has profound implications for how we understand the human condition. It challenges the comforting illusions and narratives that society often promotes, such as the belief in progress, the value of hard work, or the promise of happiness. Instead, it calls for an honest confrontation with the harsh realities of life. Authenticity and freedom are central tenets of existential philosophy. In the face of despair, individuals are encouraged to confront their true selves and take responsibility for their choices. This radical freedom can be both a source of anxiety and empowerment, as it places the burden of creating meaning squarely on the individual. Acknowledging existential despair involves accepting that suffering is an intrinsic part of life. This acceptance does not imply resignation, but rather a realistic approach to life's challenges. It encourages deeper empathy for the human experience and a recognition of our shared vulnerability. While existential despair highlights the absence of inherent meaning, it also opens the possibility for individuals to create their own purpose. This search for meaning is deeply personal and subjective, driven by individual passions, relationships, and values. Coping with existential despair requires a multifaceted approach that includes philosophical reflection, psychological resilience, and practical strategies for finding meaning. Here are some ways to navigate this complex emotional landscape. Engaging with existential philosophy can provide insights and frameworks for understanding and addressing despair. Reading works by existentialist thinkers can offer a sense of solidarity and a deeper understanding of the human condition. Art, literature, and other forms of creative expression can be powerful tools for processing and articulating feelings of despair. They provide a means to explore and give voice to one's inner turmoil. Building meaningful relationships and finding communities of like-minded individuals can alleviate the sense of isolation that often accompanies existential despair. Shared experiences and mutual support can foster a sense of belonging and purpose. Practices such as mindfulness and acceptance can help individuals cultivate a more compassionate and present-focused approach to life. These practices encourage an awareness of the transient nature of emotions and the impermanence of all things. Existential despair is a profound and challenging aspect of the human experience. It invites us to confront the darker realities of our existence and question the comforting narratives that often guide our lives. While this despair can be overwhelming, it also offers an opportunity for deeper self-understanding, authenticity, and the creation of personal meaning. By embracing the complexities of existential despair, we can cultivate a more honest and resilient approach to life, grounded in the acceptance of our shared human condition.